was when I just barely put my foot on the gas. It made the most incredible noise I'd ever heard.
$110,000 to drive it 13,000 miles.
You got it for 30 grand?
Race car noises.
This is gonna be expensive. What's up, people? Okay, so I think you have guessed where I am at, actually hanging out with Ed down at VinWiki, but today we are going to unveil, what's up, dude?
How are you, sir?
I'm well. So, very exciting thing. We have my wife's new car with her driving it today.
Oh man, shopping for wife cars is a pain.
Yeah, it's actually this was the most difficult quest I've ever had, finding the right car.
Yes, I experience that every few years, and they're interested but unopinionated, and it's
Mine is too willing to want to please and be easy with the decision, even though I have come to find out she is in fact an actual car enthusiast.
Oh.
Which made my task much more difficult.
So what were you looking at?
We were looking at originally, she got excited by a Fisker Karma.
Okay,
And
that's an obscure
we were looking
choice.
at Panameras and BMW Z4s and some various normal things and Teslas and even a Maserati, and all of those cars are vastly different.
Yeah, and that's not what people normally cross shop.
No, and the difficulty is she would only have one car.
Oh.
But she wants to be exotic and cool and fashionable, but understated, but reliable, so I don't have to fix it all the time. I guess that's more me.
Well, there you go. Well, you know, I'm a big fan of depreciated Italian cars. I know which one I hope you picked.
Okay, well, we hope you like it. So let's, she's coming around. Is the Gallardo an actual worthwhile car, or is it a total mess?
Oh no, it's great.
It's all right?
It's had some bad days, this one, but at the moment, it's great.
Maybe I'm talking to the wrong person to find the right car.
Good choice. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And well,
Love it.
yes. That a red interior makes it.
It's very fun and very vibrant, and it's got just so much personality, but I love how the outside is just so clean and so sharp.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, this was such an advancement of the previous generation cars, the 02 to 06 Coupes and Spyders, even in the Grand Sport. I mean, this was earth-shattering thing, and quite honestly, even though it was a really, really good deal relative to what people would cross-shop it with at 130, 40, 50 grand when they were new, it has obviously depreciated a lot. And I think they're a tremendous value. I had a mid-2000s Maserati for our last Car Trek series and had a blast. It's in great shape. How many miles did it have, Casey?
It's just got right over 13,000 miles, so actually, you know what? We just rolled over 14,000, so.
How was it for the road trip?
Oh, it was amazing, actually. You know, it was really comfortable. It was still sporty, so you could, you know, zoom when you wanted to, but just super comfortable. Actually, more comfortable than our four-door Lexus that we had prior.
Well, that is quite a claim.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much brand identity with Maserati, with the Heritage, with the Trident, and I think it's about as iconic as you could ever ask for.
For sure.
Indeed, and I'm kind of most excited because on the way down here, it did have some check engine lights and issues with that. And one that gave me a bother the other day was no big deal. It just wanted some power steering fluid. But the one that worried me was the flashing oil light, which is actually probably a sender and not actually a total disaster with oil pressure. It just decided to go out. So I look at it as this Maserati fixed itself. Does that happen normally, Ed?
They are absolutely the perfect candidate for the normal Italian tune-up. So just the harder you drive it, the better it'll be. When they sit, and that's what would give you pause about a low mile one, because a lot of times they can be absolute time bombs. I mean, I sold a lot of them as pre-owned cars at Motor Cars of Georgia, and they would have some weird electrical quirks, certainly errors that were difficult to get rid of, but the infotainment that was original was terrible. And so it's one of those things that there's so much great, but there's also they kind of live in this continuum between the cars that were truly horrifying from a long-term maintenance perspective and the modern ones that are still experiencing catastrophic depreciation. And so when I think you bought the right era. Is it a 08 or 09?
08.
Okay, perfect. And so those have the real automatic ZF transmission. It's got effectively the same engine block as that 430 Scuderia, and they make great power and they sound incredible.
Oh, very much so. Well, and the thing The thing I liked about this one was with the actual automatic gearbox that's just pretty crisp with the paddles.
For sure.
And I don't want to screw with a clutch or hydraulic things in a, you know, I'm trying to say automatic manual or...
Exactly. Yes. But it is all the cool things that you could ask for out of a fun car that is truly daily drivable. I mean, I make the claim that a lot of these cars are daily drivable, but if you were truly thinking about how uncomfortable that would be, it would be a little bit more. But your only car.
Yes, this is it. Nothing else.
Wait a minute, it didn't sound crazy until you just said it excitedly like that.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
my goodness, yes.
I mean, for living in Northwest Ohio, this is maybe a little crazy, but
No, it's
Compromise,
fine.
perhaps.
Okay, so here's an interesting thing to point out. So the car is actually quite good. It seems to be very happy right now. It's got now 14,000 miles and is a world caliber car. Ed, what did these things cost new?
Like, I think probably $140, give or take.
Yeah, $140,000.
Exactly.
I mean, they lost $110,000 to drive at 13,000 miles.
You got it for 30 grand?
Yeah, we got it for 30 grand.
Yeah.
Holy cow, that's terrific.
And it's not even wrecked or anything.
yeah, it's everything's clean and
Well, to be fair in finding it, and this was, this is where it was actually some doing. So you look for something, of course. This one got traded in at some sort of Highline dealer, Mercedes dealer up in Minnesota.
Okay.
And as the story was in trying to find it, obviously I see lower miles, a price point that's in the realm. And now this is very important. It has the right color. How important was the color?
the color was fairly important.
I don't blame
Yeah,
her.
it was, you know, I wanted to give the right sort of appearance without being too over the top, and wanted to have that nice professional balance.
Yes, and the other thing is, fortunately, it had a bunch of check engine lights on and stuff, which helped us get it for the wholesale cost and much less. And the salesman was very nice. But fortunately, the car's not actually an unmitigated disaster, and actually
No.
some of the lights just went out.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to tell everybody why you like it, because the thing I found out about you with this experience, you're actually a car enthusiast.
Yeah, so when we first test drove one in Northwest Ohio, one of the first things that I noticed was when I just barely put my foot on the gas, it made the most incredible noise I'd ever heard in my life. Definitely the loudest car I've ever driven, the most fun, the most versatile. Everything about it is fantastic.
Well, the other one we'd driven that we were considering, that one actually had the center exhaust system removed with a straight pipe X pipe.
Right.
So you were all about that Ferrari-based motor in there, just singing the moon.
Race car noises.
This is going to be expensive. So, no, it's fine. So you like this, so I feel like we're going to have to do some videos with you changing oil, maybe
Yeah.
putting on your own exhaust system and stuff.
I mean, that sounds like fun.
What do you think it's going to be you driving it with other people?
Wait, how do you mean?
I don't know. The girls like it. You had a
yeah.
whole gaggle of girls that wanted to go for a ride the other day.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of a great car because both guys and girls love it. You know, it's not that it's too girly of a car. It's not too boyish, if you will.
I like driving it.
You know, you love driving it. It's kind of just an all-around good car.
I also like really riding in it, so I don't have to drive.
Yeah, I know.
Which is a great reason to get your wife a cool car, so you don't always have to drive on road trips. Anyway, let's go see the inside. It's in there. Why don't you go hop in the driver's side and show us what's going on? And you're a very tall man. How you fitting in this thing?
You know, actually not bad. And this is one of the only 2+2 sports cars where adults can fit in the back. I sold them to so many people that had young kids or even, grown-up kids because the back seats are really deep.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can fit in the back reasonably.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, the Alcantara headliner would be an option, but
Yes.
OEM, but this is not.
Yeah, it appears that someone decided to get a little more fancy with this car.
Yeah, the velour almost. It's
Yeah.
Alcantara, but
It's kind of like the fun funk you'd see in like a real funky 70s Countach or Lotus or something.
or one of your Blazers. And obviously an aftermarket infotainment system here, a great idea, Alpine solid stuff. And this was actually done quite cleanly. I mean, they needed to retain these buttons so you'd be able to deactivate your traction control. This is your, slippery road mode and things like that. And so I think it's pretty solid. And honestly, you got a few sticky buttons, but in Maserati speak, this thing is mint.
Not bad. Not
Yeah.
bad. Let me go around the other side.
This is kind of right in the window where you got a lot of advancements in terms of ergonomics because they were able to do smart airbags and things. They could let you articulate the steering wheel a lot more than the previous generation of cars. They were sourcing a lot more of the electronics from other suppliers that made them a little bit more robust. Again, I've sold them that you would turn the radio on and the windows would go down, but you know, there are good Maseratis, and the more you drive them, the more likely you are to have one of those good Maseratis. So I'm glad it's going to be your only car. You're going to daily drive it, obviously in the new world of working from home and COVID life.
Yeah, definitely.
Taylor, what are you looking forward to do with it?
Well, there's just a couple of small things that I want to, you know, fix up on it and change. Obviously, the exhaust was one of the things we talked about, just making it sound just really let that engine sing and make it just sound so great. Just a couple other small things, but otherwise, you know, I love the interior of it. Just everything looks so nice. So there's not a whole lot that needs to be done.
You're a Maserati owner now.
Yes.
Feels good to say.
It's very interesting to say, actually. It's like Maserati. Never thought I'd ever drive one or even own one. So
how fast did you get it on the way down here?
Not on the way down here very fast, but when I test drove,
I went the legal speed limit.
There we go.
yes, there was a bit of encouraging.
I was not on your own accord.
I was a little nervous at first. I was like, this is a very expensive car, you know, and just, you know.
Well, all the Joel Walsh fans out there are not yet impressed.
That's right.
Unfortunately.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure it will do 185, but
I can vouch for these doing $175.
Okay. Yes, you have quite the story in it.
Yes, you
I
do.
I didn't vouch for any sort of numbers in the story.
Right.
All right. So, what is it fun to bomb around with your girlfriends?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we'll take this shopping or just go do whatever. Actually, a friend and I went and got our nails done, and we were riding around in it, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun to have people in this car.
Is it possible for women to be car enthusiasts, like car guys too?
Of course. I don't see why not.
Did you just become a so-called car guy?
I don't know if I would define myself as a car guy, because that doesn't sound right to me, but
What do we call you? A car chick? No.
I don't think that's got the right.
Okay, well, you're going to have to come up with a new
Yeah.
title for car
will.
enthusiast women everywhere.
Of course.
All right, so are you going to change your own oil and put your own exhaust system on?
Yep, I think so.
Okay.
We'll see.
Sounds like a video next time, Ed.
It does. Well, congratulations. You got a
Thank you.
beautiful car.
Thank you. I love it.
Thanks for bringing it to see.
Yeah,
For
thank you
sure.
for having us.
Yes! Subscribe, guys. We're going to have some more fun and see how many new car enthusiasts we can make.
Smash that like button.
Car racing is the most affordable form of motorsports there is, and it's also the most competitive. So for that reason, you've got to have an amazing chassis. And for me, it's TopKart. When I'm at a race, I simply go to TopKartUSA.com, check out their chassis setup and tuning guide, and that's the secret that gets me on the podium. So when it's time for you to go racing, call up TopKart USA. Well, a huge shout out to KW Suspension. Guys, this year you're gonna see beautiful coilovers such as this going on many of my cars, including my Porsche 944, my Dodge Viper, and even some of these crazy race cars. And the reason is simple. This is one of the best shock companies in the world. It was founded in Germany in 1992 by Klaus Wohlfarth, and recently they just launched a new 1.2 million square foot robotic warehouse where they're creating unbelievably nice suspension components such as this for 15 different original equipment manufacturers. So, whether you're a street enthusiast, a weekend track warrior, or you are building the Le Mans car of your dreams, guys, check out KW Suspension. Unbelievably nice shocks. So go down in the description below, patronize them. You're going to be glad you did.